Cassandra Ventura, also known as Cassie, filed a lawsuit in November alleging Combs raped her and forced her to engage in sex trafficking. Jones alleges sex trafficking and sexual assault, also mentioning underage girls in the 79-page lawsuit. Claims made by Jones include hidden cameras in the rap mogul's home.
They seized drugs and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and
50 Cent has revealed explosive information that could potentially reshape our understanding of Hollywood's concealed underbelly.
Trust nobody. In Hollywood, specifically, when you get there, a lot of people don't know how to say no. That's the difference between New York City and California.
He claims that arrest warrants are forthcoming for some of the industry's most prominent figures, with everything revolving around one of hip-hop's most influential names, Diddy. This isn't merely another feud. It could uncover the dark secrets that sustain the power of the elite.
John Diddy Combs sits behind bars awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges. We take a deep dive into the growing list of high-profile celebrities charged with sexual misconduct. We start with Harvey Weinstein. In April, the New York Court of Appeals overturned Weinstein's 2020 and sexual assault conviction and ordered a new trial. A retrial is set for November. Weinstein maintains his innocence and that all sexual encounters were consensual. Harvey Weinstein, once a Hollywood powerhouse, was accused by some 80 women, including Ashley Judd, of sexual assault and prosecuted in New York and California. He was acquitted of a 2010 sexual battery allegation, but a mistrial was declared for 2 other accusers. In 2020, he was convicted of rape and sexual assault, though New York's highest court later overturned his 23-year sentence.
This today is an act of institutional betrayal.
His defense attorney, Arthur Aidala.
So the Court of Appeals deserves a tremendous amount of credit for doing this based on the law, not based on opinion polls.
Weinstein's legal troubles were far from over. In 2022, he was convicted of rape and assault in Los Angeles and recently indicted on new charges in New York, where he remains behind bars. Weinstein maintains all sexual encounters were consensual.
I believe I can fly.
R&B singer R. Kelly was sentenced in federal court in New York and Chicago for sexually abusing underage girls and recording it. In New York, the I Believe I Can Fly singer was sentenced to 30 years on sex trafficking and racketeering charges, followed by a 20-year sentence for child pornography and enticement charges in Chicago. The 2 men who once teamed up for the hit song Satisfy You now face similar accusations. Like Kelly, Diddy is being held on sex trafficking and racketeering charges. Diddy is being held in the same jail as Kelly once was, Brooklyn's troubled Metropolitan Detention Center. Unlike Kelly, Diddy is also charged with transporting individuals for prostitution.
Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires,
reportedly begging his victims for compliance. Prosecutors report Diddy held private freak-offs where victims were drugged, beaten, and forced to participate while he recorded and masturbated. Diddy's attorney.
He's going to fight this with all of his energy and all of his might and the full confidence of his lawyers, and I expect a long battle with a good result for Mr. Combs.
Diddy faces more than 130 lawsuits, mostly by Houston attorney Tony Busby.
Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14.
Harvey Weinstein, once a powerful figure in Hollywood, faced accusations from approximately 80 women, including Ashley Judd, regarding assault. He was prosecuted in both New York and California. Although he was acquitted of a 2010 sexual battery allegation, a mistrial was declared for 2 other accusers in 2020. Weinstein was ultimately convicted of rape and assault, but New York's highest court later overturned his 23-year sentence.
Yeah, and I know 50, he did a recent interview with US Weekly saying that the reason why rappers are quiet about, Diddy's situation is because they've been to his parties and they don't know what got caught on tape.
Bruh, those people who was caught at Diddy's party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. That's a big house. But he had 250 tape recorders in that house that they took, that the feds found. So now with them finding all that and you being at a Diddy party, you know You may have done something that was caught on one of those tapes. You just better pray to God that they don't recognize you. Those people who know that they did something, no, they're not going to speak out. They're not going to say nothing. What part of the game is that? They are not going to come forward and tell on themselves. Nah, not at all. Ice Cube, he said it himself, bro. He said that Diddy's been targeted because of what he said about those folks and those people. Now, the people who was on those tapes may feel like Diddy might be targeting them. Because if he's asked about who is this, who is that, and he's under oath with the federal government, he got to tell them.
50 Cent, a name that embodies success and fearlessness in the hip-hop industry, has always been outspoken. However, with Diddy's recent arrest revealing issues that exceed our wildest imaginations, 50 Cent's allegations now appear much more credible.
50 Cent on the Enthusiast podcast earlier this month, defending why he's always been outspoken about longtime rival Sean Diddy Combs. Now, the rapper's doubling down on his feelings in a new interview with People.
I'm not panicking. They are.
Following Diddy's arrest for allegations of abuse, which he has vehemently denied, and stories of wild parties coming to light, 50 tells the outlet, "It seems like I'm doing some extremely outrageous things, but I haven't. It's really me just saying what I've been saying for 10 years.
They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life."
50 adding, "I'm like, yo, it's just my perspective because I stayed away from that stuff the entire time because this is not my style."
In the early 2000s, Diddy was at the peak of his career, recognized not only for his music, but also for his notorious parties. Rumors swirled that these gatherings were hubs of power plays and manipulation, with Diddy allegedly wielding leverage over others, keeping secrets hidden from the public eye. He was often seen as a charismatic figure who hosted extravagant events, including his infamous White Party. However, following his fall from grace, numerous lawsuits have emerged, claiming that sinister activities were taking place behind the scenes. Central to the government's case against Diddy are the so-called freak-offs, which the indictment describes as elaborate events orchestrated by Diddy. These occasions allegedly involved performances that he directed and recorded for his own gratification. The concept of these freak-offs was first mentioned in Cassie's now-settled federal civil lawsuit, filed in November of the previous year. According to the suit, Diddy would frequently request freak-offs at random times, expecting Cassie to arrange the logistics and hire mail workers. The lawsuit details that during their relationship, Diddy insisted on weekly gatherings, often held in hotel suites.
Once known for his boisterous personality, often appearing as a fun-loving guy who would host great parties, including his now infamous White Party. But since his fall from grace, many who have filed lawsuits against him allege sinister activities were going on behind the scenes. At the center of the government's case against Diddy are his alleged freak-offs, which according to the indictment were elaborate and produced sex performances that Diddy arranged, directed, pleasured himself to, and often electronically recorded. But the freak-offs were first alluded to in Cassie's now settled federal civil lawsuit that was filed in November of last year and settled within a day. In the suit, it says Diddy would repeatedly ask Cassie at random moments that he wanted a freak-off or FO, and she was expected to facilitate the location and hiring of male sex workers. The suit would go on to say during their relationship, the mogul would insist on an FO weekly, which would often take place in hotel suites. It's alleged Diddy would pay to fly male sex workers to his location, which included cities in the United States, and he would require Cassie and his staff to help him make these arrangements. According to the federal indictment against him, when the federal agents searched through his homes during the raids, they seized drugs and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. In Cassie's suit, she alleged Diddy's assistant, who also set up the freak-offs, would stock the hotel suites with baby oil and Astroglide. And Diddy always supplied her and the sex workers with copious amount of drugs like ecstasy, cocaine.
As the years went by, the rivalry between Diddy and 50 Cent simmered, never quite reaching a resolution. Diddy maintained his prominent position in the entertainment industry, expanding into various business ventures and continuing to host exclusive gatherings. However, the whispers of unusual and troubling occurrences surrounding him never completely faded. In 2024, those whispers escalated into roars when Diddy was arrested on charges that shocked the world. This unexpected turn of events brought long-buried allegations to the forefront, prompting widespread speculation about the secrets he had kept hidden for so long. The entertainment landscape was abuzz with discussions about the implications of his arrest, leaving many to wonder if this was just the beginning of a much larger story.
That's why I don't be going to them puffy parties. They can hug you from the front and the back at the same time. What the fuck you talking about? Look, if you into that, I'm fine with it. To each his own. I'm just saying this ain't my kind of party. I like it. It's uncomfortable. I think I belong in the girls' bathroom. Like that is going on.
Short off. I hate when they leave me to talk because I always say the wrong thing. I always say the wrong thing. Last time they left me, I said something about puffing. You saw that? You saw that clip? Yeah! I gotta stop doing that kind of shit. I've been talking to a therapist. He's trying to help me with the shit I've been saying. I say crazy shit with my mom for no reason. No reason. Oh wait, maybe I said that shit about puffing because he got Tupac killed. That was for no reason, you understand that. All the crazy shit that I see online, right?
He was indicted by a federal grand jury on some pretty serious charges. And with this major development in the case comes a renewed interest in the many allegations against the now disgraced rapper. So let's start with the federal indictment that lists nearly 20 allegations against Diddy in support of the charges he faces: racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. From the jump on page 1, prosecutors come out swinging, alleging Diddy is guilty of sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. The indictment goes on to allege Diddy showed a pattern of abuse, mostly against women, that included verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual abuse, including the use of extensive grooming tactics.
For 50 Cent, these accusations reinforce the warnings he's been issuing all along, and he shows no signs of backing down. There are rumors that he is producing a documentary titled Asterisk, Did He Do It Asterisk, which aims to uncover the hidden truths behind Diddy's empire.
His longtime rival after Diddy's arrest Monday night.
We brought him to New York about 2 weeks ago because we knew this day was going to come.
Where was 50 on Monday? Also in New York, making an appearance on the Drew Barrymore Show.
What are you looking for? And do you know what you're looking for?
Yeah, but just real friendship.
Friendship, but not with Diddy.
You ain't a friend of mine. You ain't no kin of mine.
50 posting a sweet picture of him and Drew on Instagram, but the caption tells a different story.
I have a lot of fun.
Here I am keeping good company with the Drew Barrymore Show, and I don't have 1,000 bottles of lube at the house.
I'm not panicking, they are.
50 referring to the over 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil found when the feds raided Diddy's home in March. One of many details revealed in his now unsealed indictment, which laid out the charge.
Currently, Diddy remains in custody, denied bail, and facing charges that could potentially lead to a life sentence. With 50 Cent taking a strong stance against him, the question arises: will this case serve as a pivotal moment in Hollywood?
You have something huge coming up, which is a documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy.
But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
But what So was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what was going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that flicky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. You go to the 90s, and Keefy D said he paid him to kill Tupac.
Yeah.
It's a little, like, you get the craziest accusations. You had TMZ created a docuseries, they went to Tubi, but the series is saying that
50 Cent just recently did an interview. And during this interview, he says that the reason why people are quiet about Diddy is because they've been to his parties and they don't know what's on tape.
Facts. Feds say they got a video of a male sex worker being sexually assaulted by him, and they trying to identify him from the footage. Think about that.
Are you saying of Diddy?
Yeah. Sexually assaulting a male sex worker. They got it on camera. They trying to identify the male from the footage. Shit get crazy, man. You know, I feel like 50 probably have a little bit more insight, because you know it's in the documentation that he had CCTV at the house for these parties. You feel me? They got that footage.
Yeah, and 50, he made the documentary about Diddy. He's been going at Diddy for years, man. I mean, I don't even know what this started from. So they got a guy on video being sexually by Diddy, but they don't know who the guy is. Assaulted.
Right.
Okay.
And I feel like by now they probably have identified him, but this was in a news publication.
I mean, Diddy got a lot of money, bro. When he go to jail, he bringing $100 million in lawyers. He bringing 5, 6, 7 lawyers to the trial, dog. And he gonna investigate every witness. Is gonna have detectives following them, or not detectives, but private investigators following them. Every single piece of dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like if Cassie tries to testify, they're gonna dig up every piece of dirt on her, and all that's gonna come out in trial, man. I mean, he just got unlimited.